First up on our agenda is conflict of interest, which is an opportunity for any member to disclose a potential conflict of interest. Is there any conflict of interest? Seeing none, we'll move to the next item, which is a mission statement. Dr. Nettles, would you be kind enough to read the mission statement?
Yes. To improve the health and wellness of Nashville by providing equitable access to coordinated patient-centered care, supporting tomorrow's caregivers, and translating science into clinical practice.
Thank you. Next up is public comment. Cece, is there any public comment?
There are none.
Okay. Next up is our contract, a clinical contract. The contract that we'll be looking to discuss is one with Philips, brought to us by Dr. Mark Brown and Tim Farmer, and Director of Radiology. So if you'll give us just 1 second, they're going to get Dr. Brown in. Dr. Brown, we are on contracts and we're on a short time frame. So if you don't mind, give us a quick debrief on the update of the Philips contract. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair. We met with the vendor, and so what we would like to do is swap from one vendor to the other vendor, which is a Philips contract. We did speak with the providers and got feedback from them as well. And so we asked that the board consider moving to allow us to purchase the Philips equipment.
Any discussion around this topic? And this should just to go ahead.
The one question would be, there was a question as to whether they would offer the 2-year service contract for that price.
Yes.
They will?
Yes, they will.
Okay.
Yes, we
just need to assure that.
Right, and I'll follow up with Tim when we talk to the sales rep to make sure that that's in the contract.
And just so we can talk about this with transparency, this would be a swap from the original contract that we had originally approved for GE, the GE product, and swap to the Philips product.
Correct. Yes, Madam Chair.
And it has been established that the overall and overwhelming direction that our clinicians would want is this product over GE, and there's been conversation back to GE to make sure that they had an ample opportunity to rebid as well,
yes, to
be fair to our partners, and obviously we don't want to be offensive. We just want to make sure that we're getting the best price, the best service contracts, and most importantly, the equipment that would be most beneficial for clinicians and ultimately our patients.
Correct. And one last thing, Madam Chair. And so, to your point, Dr. Miller, they're going to carry the contract and upgrades throughout the life span of that equipment. So any upgrades, so the equipment won't go out of date after a year or two.
I've had a conversation as well with Dr. Bullock, our Chief Medical Officer, and she's also in she's coordinated the efforts and received the information from the clinicians and feels that this is the most appropriate move for us to take it as well. Any further discussion? Okay. That being said, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the Philips contract instead of the GE contract.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. We will defer on the, we'll delete the next item on the agenda and move on to the next HAB meeting, which is Thursday, January the 29th at 4 o'clock. Any other items that we need to discuss today? One last item, there's no specific, you're fine. Other items for the board is a request through the Nashville General Hospital Foundation and also the Living Lights Ms. Poole, would you do me a favor and come up and just briefly mention this unique opportunities for us to help others?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have our 11th annual Secret Santa event. Typically, we do about 80 children a year. This year, the need was far greater, and we actually have 177 children. We are partnering with the foundation as well as Bridge Builders. They are buying all the gifts for the children. So typically, it's gift, book, clothing, jacket, shoes, hats and gloves. And so if you would like to participate, you can either adopt a child using the QR code. If you'd like to donate directly to one of my elves and I, we will be glad to do the shopping for you, and we'll make sure you have, an itemized list of everything we purchased as well as who your child is. The event will take place here December 22nd at 2 o'clock. We will send something back out to the team to make sure you're here. It is a great, great event. Thank you.
Can you send us this on email because this QR code is not working?
Yes, will do.
you.
There's one on that sun as well.
Okay, sorry. So the Be the Light is actually for the NGH Foundation if you want to make a donation before the end of the year. If that QR code is not working, then I will get with the NGH Foundation team and we'll send you something via email with a direct link for a donation to the foundation. The other is Secret Santa, our Little Stars of Christmas, which is hospital employee based, as well as came out of the foundation actually, as well. But this is more internal, and then the donation would be if you want to give something before the end of the year to the foundation.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else? Okay, if not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm sure there's no opposed, so thank you very much and have a wonderful and happy holidays. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.